Hi, welcome to Simon Chardiet's New York Stories. The video is kind of freezing. It's probably a little hard to look at, but what the hell. Uh, I'll continue. Leave messages if you want. I don't know if anybody's watching this. It's like 10 o'clock on Saturday night. I hope you guys all have something better to do, you know. Yeah, I just leave messages, but, you know. I hope you guys got something better to do tonight than watch my ass, man. Like, you know. But if maybe somebody is watching, so up to 157 subscribers on YouTube, and I'm happy about that. You know, I just play music, man. I play music and then I go into the ocean. That's all I do. I'm not like no kind of social media influencer or whatever they fucking call them. So I'm gonna continue with Joey Miserable and the Worms, with the story of the worms. So now we're getting into like 1984. We have band's been around for 3 years, kind of floundering, but now we got the people, the right people. You know, you got to have a team. So we got Howie Wyeth or Charles Otis on the drums, and then we have Milo Z started coming around about this time because Howie didn't want to go on the road, neither did Charles. And I don't blame them. They were doing too good just being around town, but we were dying to go on the road. And so Milo Z came in. I knew him through like Vince and Emil Elliott that I grew up across the street from them. And this other guy, Youth Dog, who was kind of a creepy guy, but I used to trade him. I used to trade him guitar lessons for weed or like pills or smack or something. He was my first guitar student ever. So I knew Youth Dog, so that's where I knew Milo. But Milo started playing with us too. So now we had solid drummers. We had Jerry Duggar on bass. You know, we had Holly, Farris, Curtis Fields. Chuck kind of drifted off. You know, Chuck was always in and out of the band, and he's always been in and out of every band I've ever been in. He's Chuck. He's like a force of nature, you know. When you play music with Chuck, you go by Chuck. You just, you know, you got to accept him on his own terms. So he'd be in and out. And we had Alex Lodico straight off of a boat from Sicily on trombone. And T-Bone Lefkowitz had gone. I think he had moved out of the city or something. But so we had a solid band. Jono, and then we had Greg Poulos now was managing us. So Greg was great, man. He had some money from the settlement from his motorcycle accident, and he helped us out a lot. He got us our first record, so we were playing Nightingales, you know, like this has always been my whole MO my whole life is I go where it's easy, where it's default. Like, okay, I got this place that's like, you know, this transgender sex worker pickup place run by a gangster that was a luncheonette. So I started playing there because, you know, it was like easier than groveling to the establishment at Dan Lynch trying to get a Tuesday night. You know, I'm just like kind of, you know, I wasn't no more enthusiastic about that back then, like the whole like groveling and trying to sell yourself to some fucking bar, begging them to let you play there. You know, I never been really big on that, which is, you know, probably one of the many reasons why I'm not famous. But so we were playing Nightingales, and then we would play Irving Plaza, the Heartbreak Tracks, Lone Star Cafe all the time. the Ritz. Jono was always really good at getting gigs, and he was always really good at like finding things. He was just so good at this stuff. Besides being really good at music and great songwriter, great voice. Like I have a higher voice, and he's got a lower voice, so we sung together good. He wrote really great songs. He was just, you know, he did so much for the band too, because he would get us all, like, you know, all in gigs, and he got us hooked up with Banner Talent Associates, that was Bo Diddley's booking agent. So we got to back up Bo Diddley when he came through town. We played the bitter end for like a whole weekend with Bo Diddley, and we were, you know, I had the first Bo Diddley album on chess, original pressing. There was this guy, John the Record Man, and he used to sell records right out in the street on 77th Street and 3rd Avenue. And he always had, I still have all the records. And he had his first Bo Diddley album on chess. I think it was like $3 or something, but it was original pressing, and I had that. And we just worked and learned all his songs, you know. And Bo Diddley showed me the right way to play. Bo Diddley grabs his magic pick, and sultry sounds emanate. Anyway, that's the way you're really supposed to play Bo Diddley. So Bo showed me that. So he came in, and he had this big giant square guitar, and he had it tuned. I still wish I could remember the tuning, but it was really weird. It went from really low to really high, and it kind of, the way he had it tuned, it was some kind of really weird open tuning that was spread out over a very far range of notes. Crazy tuning. I wish I could remember it. But he came in, and he was so nice. We did a little like sound check rehearsal with him, and then we went and played the gig, and I think it was 3 nights. And yeah, he was like my dad. He was like my dad. I remember at one point he was kind of exasperated with drummer. I think Chuck Raven was playing drums, and he got behind the drums and played the drums himself. And then he also, like, somebody in the audience was like, didn't know who he was and just thought he was like, you know, some Bleecker Street strip guy playing, you know, like. So he kept calling for all these covers, like play Freebird, play Stairway to Heaven. Hey man, you know, play some Skinner. And finally, like, Bo kind of lost his temper, and he was like, "Don't come on my job and tell me what to do. Do I go on your job and tell you what to do? Do I go on your job and take that broom out of your hand?" So that's I remember that. And then the last night we was playing, the club owner came. He was like, "Hey guys, it's to where, you know, I'm losing money in this high class joint. I really can't pay you tonight. You know, I really can't pay you." Everything we were getting like $200. It's like they still want to pay bands $200, act like they're doing them a favor. Like it's fucking 40 some odd years, 40 years later, and they're still paying $200. You know. So anyhow, I told Bo, man doesn't want to pay us. You know, well, I don't know what to do because you know, I can't leave. You're Bo Diddley. I don't want to like leave you, you know. And he went and talked to the guy, and the guy came to us. I don't know what Bo said to him, but the guy came to us with our money before the second set, paid us. And then there was somebody with a camera, and Bo says, "You know what I say to people like that? You know what I say to people who try to treat me and my friends like that?" And he stuck his middle finger out. So we all gave the camera the finger, and it's like everybody that was on the band were all, and Bo Diddley with his cowboy hat on and everything. Man, do I wish I still had that picture. I used to have it. I don't know what the fuck happened to it, man. So that's my Bo Diddley thing. And then we were playing Nightingales, and Nightingales was crazy. remember it was a transgender or cross-dresser sex worker pickup joint, and they had pimps, and the pimps were smoking this stuff, and it smelled like burning certs. You know those nasty breath mints, the certs? Like you're supposed to eat them shits, and your breath won't smell like shit, right? So it smelled like burning certs. It was like this pungent smell. I was like, what the fuck is that smell? It was crack. That was the first time I ever smelled crack, you know. There was all kinds of crazy shit going on in Nightingales, you know. Like everybody would come in, and every dope fiend in the Lower East Side knew you could go to Nightingales. There was no doorman, there was no security, there was just one bartender, so there was no bounces. So like you could do anything. You could go in there and like rob somebody's, you know, people go in there. And even back then, you still had your like Wall Street yuppie gentrification crowd, and they would go in and they'd put their coat on the bar, and then some dope fiend walk out the place. So people were getting their coats robbed all the time, and they started putting their coats on the stage. So now we got everybody's coats on the stage and their handbags, you know. Like, we should have charged them a fucking hat check fee for putting their shit on the stage. The stage also was only this high from the ground, right? But we were playing there, and we were playing in the weekends, and we started drawing a really big crowd. I mean, we were a good fucking band, you know. And we'd pass the tip jar and everything. I mean, we weren't making no money. That's, you know, I was stupid. I should have asked for a raise, you know. Oh God, I was so fucking stupid, you know. But we were playing, and then, you know, Jono, of course, like I said, he always did a lot of good things for us. So he booked us a tour, and so Greg got us a van. I remember me and my brother had this beat up Chevy Camaro garbage rod. It looked all beat up and dented, but it had like this fucking tricked out, like had like a 350 and a tricked out turbo 400 transmission in it, and big fucking tires, and it was like a really fast car, because we used to go like just like casually, we would go like, you know, street racing in fucking Manhattan and shit, or go out to like Brooklyn and race it in the street and shit. My brother and me, we used to be really into old cars. Like you know, my kid's mom had the coolest car ever, like a '63 Plymouth Savoy, and my brother had this car, so we were just really into them old cars, you know, back then too. And I didn't even have a driver's license. I didn't get one till much later. So and you know, like I said, so we went around my brother's hot rod to all these places out, and we finally found one of those big, you know, extended vans. So now we're gonna go on the road, you know. And Nightingales, going back to it, like I said, that girl, the girl that actually got me goes many years later. This girl actually took me when I was trying to get clean, you know, sober up. This girl took me somewhere, but at that point she was like kind of strung out, and she was working the street outside Nightingales, and her pimp was slapping around on a couple of guys, you know, like, never think you're tough. No matter how tough you think you are, there's always somebody tougher than you, and they're going to kick your ass. That's my motto. So this guy kind of thought he was, you know, he thought he was quite the hard man, but he got sorted real quickly, because these other guys, they saw him slapping a girl around, so they shot him in the ass. And we heard bang, 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 and the door opens, and this guy runs into Nightingales with his hand on his ass, screaming, and these other guys walk in, and they've got, like, guns out. I said to the band, keep playing, keep playing. And one of the guys says, why? I says, so they don't shoot us. And then the guys with the guns ran out, and this guy ran into the bathroom, and he got it all shot up. We just kept playing. And he left town the next day, you know. And there was other shit that used to happen at Nightingales, crazy fucking shit. I remember one time these people were in some kind of argument, some kind of dispute over something. And these two guys, they knocked the crap out of this guy. They knocked him unconscious, and they grabbed him by his heels. and they pulled him out right into the middle of traffic on 2nd Avenue and just left him there. Like, they knocked him out and they just left him in traffic, laying on the fucking pavement. I always thought, wow, man, that's class, you know? Wow. So, and then, you know, my kid's mom, some girl was flirting with the whole band and, you know, flirting with us and simpering in front of us and, you know, trying, you know. But then she went up you know, to my kid's mom, and she made some kind of smart remark about me. So she made some smart remark, you know, saying something about me, this and that, and the other thing. And the next thing you hear, over the din of, like, this is back when nobody told bands to turn down. It wasn't like this current, like, fucking weak ass age where everybody's playing through these little, like, Princetons and shit, and these little, like, pro modeling amps and the sound man controls. Back then, you just had a PA for the vocals, and you just blasted. So, I mean, I was playing through a Fender Bassman, which is an amp that would get me fired from any gig now, right? But I played guitar through it. I didn't give a fuck, right? So, we're loud, and I hear over the whole band, the audience area here, fuck you, bitch! And I see my kid's mom's hand, like, come up and then down, boom. And I see this other chick just out on the floor. Like my kid's mom just cold cocked this other young lady she made. And of course, you know, I mean, this is my wife, so she told me what happened. The chick came up and made some kind of fucking smart remark. So, you know, she got knocked the fuck out. And this is another thing that happened. This guy came in, and there was all these people called pest men at Nightingales. And there was this one guy, Shrimp Man, and he would come in and he would be kind of like this, like, and he would dance like that the whole night, like the whole fucking night, right? And it's like a shrimp, like a fucking brine shrimp or something, you know, like in a tank. And there was another guy that was just called Pest Man, and he used to just get up in front of us and just sweat all over everybody, and dance all over everybody, and bump into everybody, and scare everybody out of the front row. You know, he's just a fucking pest, right? So that was Pest Man. And then there was Salvatore, the Sicilian crackhead, another guy, right? He was like, I'm from Sicily. He was right off the boat, you know, from Sicily, but he used to always go, hey, Joey, play a bopalina. Hey, Joey, play a bopalina. And he was way into the crack, too. And as I've discovered later, when I got really fucked up, like at the end, you know, a few years down the line, when I really fucking started being a fucking asshole and screwing up, I used to get high with Salvatore. So, but he would be, hey, Joe, we play a bopalina, you know. So we had all these pest men, right? And then we had Miss Thing, but this one guy came in and he was wearing like a pink Lacoste shirt with the alligator. And he just started kind of like, we're playing, and he just started tormenting us. Like, we're playing, and he was like, he like tried to pinch my nipples, you know, and he was doing all these like kind of like sultry dances in front of us and making muscles at us and shit. But then he went up to every woman in the place and started harassing us too. So we're playing, and we were like, at least he went in the back of Nightingales, you know, because he was fucking torturing us. I mean, we wanted to kill him. So we're still playing, and he goes up to my kid's mom, and he starts like his little fucking shtick, and then Jerry Price is standing right next to her because my kid's mom was playing in 2 Minutes Hate, and she was in this noise band, 2 Minutes Hate, the greatest like nihilistic fucking noise band, you know. And anyway, I'll never forget this. He had a beer bottle, so he hit him one fist, right, or uppercut, and the beer bottle came down, and the uppercut came up, boom, on the guy's head, and the guy just went down like a sack of shit. So Jerry picks him up, helps him on his feet, and gives him a push down the street. The guy starts running. Jerry runs after him, knocks him on the ground again. picks him up, gives him a little push. The guy keeps running down the street. Jerry knocks him down again, picks him up, and he did this for like 2 fucking blocks. I was so fucking hilarious. So, and then there was, you'd smell crack, weed too, you know, like weed, and like there's just all this shit. Somebody gave me this big piece of tinfoil. It had like fucking this coke from here to here. I just put it on top of my amp, so I'm playing, and I'm just going like right off the top of my amp while I'm playing the whole night. You know, like that's just the kind of place it was. You know, like fucking nuts. So we have we're launching off on tour party at Nightingales, and that's the video you see on YouTube. And like, let's face it, man, we were a good fucking band, right? People loved us. We loved our audience too. And our thing was, we're going to play the show in the afternoon at Nightingales, and we're going to get in the van, and we're going to drive overnight to Ohio, getting there the next morning, so we have time to find a motel, crash, get a little sleep before the show, and we're not cutting it too close. It's like, you know, the first night, I always did that on tours. You like leave the night before, drive all night, you know. So we get in the van, and it's like load out by committee. Like, I've got a drum, somebody's got my guitar, somebody else has this, somebody, you know, it was no centralized. I've been an anarchist my whole life, so I didn't want to be like, even though I'd started the band and everything, the band was kind of a democracy. We tried to be democracy, but I believe in that. I believe in democracy. I believe in anarchy, but they are messy, and hence this anecdote. We all load out by committee, and we're in New Jersey or some other kind of godforsaken place, and I say, you know, we got everything. You got the drums, you got it. What about the mics? Where's the mics? The mics were in this beige plastic box, right? Oh, we got the mics. What are you talking about? Everybody's like poo-pooing me. No, we don't got the fucking mics. Hey, there's no fucking mics. We got to turn around. We got to go back and get them. So this place, Delaware Water Gap, you know, it's out there in the fucking sticks. We had to turn around, go back to Nightingales, slink into Nightingales with our tails between our legs, and there's the mic box. Luckily, none of the junkies stole it. It's sitting on the fucking bar. Oh yeah, you guys forgot your mics. Fucking Delaware Water Gap. And then we get to Ohio, and it's like we've been up like all night, you know, in the van, whatever, you know. And we see this little diner. It says Jerry's Diner. And it's like this red wooden diner. It looks kind of decrepit, but it was like food. Jerry's Diner. I think I got $5 somewhere. You know, don't let the other guys in the band know, because they'll try to borrow it from me, you know. But I think I got $5 in my shoe or some kind of shit. And then we would literally drew straws, because we thought we're going to go in there and there are going to be these giant, like, I'd hardly ever been out of New York in my life. My father took me to Spain when I was a little kid. And I'd been out to Allentown, Pennsylvania to visit my kid's mom's family. And that's like the most of Americana I ever saw, besides touring with the Classics, you know, like, which, you know, I toured with the Classics, and then I went to Allentown to baby mama's family, which I thought that was the most exotic fucking place. Like, I thought anytime you get past New Jersey, it's like exotic, right? To me, you know. And so I was like, hey, if we walk into that diner, we're going to get beaten to death by rednecks. It's going to be fucking Deliverance over here. We're going to go in there, and Ku Klux Klan's going to be eating fucking like grits in there. They're going to kill us. That's what we thought, right? So we were like, listen, either we die from starvation or we go into the bar and we get killed by, you know, by whatever. So we said, let's all walk in. So we all walk in, and the whole diner is funkers and hippies, because this town's so small that all the hippies and all the punks had to hang out together, right, and get along, because they were the only weirdos in the whole town, and the artists. So we walk in, and the whole place is full of people that are weirdos like me. And this one guy kind of looks like a cross between like a warlock with a little Charles Manson maybe. And he looks and he goes, "Hello, brother. I presume you're in town to play tonight." And it was George Murray. And I'm going to end this thing here. We're going to get more into Kent, Ohio, and George Murray and the whole family, and Cheetah Chrome when he was around there then. And we'll get into the whole shit on the next one. I'm going to go back to playing my guitar. Like I said, 157 subscribers, you know. If we go on my YouTube thing, subscribe, leave comments, you know, get involved. This is just you know, I'm obscure New York musician just telling my tale of the way things were, you know. And thanks for listening, guys.